All right, as most of you know, I'm expecting the CRB to give us most likely a final 3-year cycle low, maybe in the spring of 23. But I do think we need to have some kind of counter trend rally before we move down into that low. I don't think we're just going to continue to go straight down into that final 3-year cycle low from now until then. It kind of looked encouraging right here when we got this rally back above the 10-week moving average, but then, you know, the attacks started coming, especially in metals. And this week last week actually did close back below it, and this week it looks like it's going to probably get a little follow through. Of course, we still have to see what happens on Friday, but the most likely trigger event, in my opinion, is probably going to be the elections. There's just almost certainly going to be a lot of pressure put on the commodity markets between now and the elections to try and keep energy especially suppressed below $90, certainly below 100. They don't want oil above 100 prior to the midterm. So I'm not totally convinced yet that this is the beginning of our... So anyway, we'll have to see where we end up the week here, but I'm kind of starting to lose confidence in this being the beginning of the counter trend rally that I'm expecting here at any time. I think the odds probably favor it coming after the elections as opposed to ahead of it. Now let me go to gold. All right, so this is the weekly gold chart. Again, I'm expecting a convincing counter trend rally here. We haven't anything really that qualifies as an intermediate degree rally in a long time. This had the potential, but then they just attacked it and turned it right back down quickly. So, if the administration wants to keep commodities suppressed ahead of the midterms, then they're going to keep hitting gold. It's the canary in the coal mine, and the odds of all the other commodity markets taking off to the upside are probably not great if they can keep gold suppressed. So let me convert this to the daily chart, because we've got a bit of a problem, and we put some hedges on yesterday to hedge our long positions. So here's the problem. It looks like this daily cycle topped on day 5. So that's a left translated cycle. Now I would be okay if this just came down maybe right in here and then we started to get some upside traction again. Then I would say that this is probably a half cycle low. But there was another attack on this. Let me zoom in a little bit here. There's another attack right here. It looked like the bulls were going to try and fight off this attack. And we had this reversal candle, but then the attack is resumed the very next day, and we erased that reversal candle. A couple more attempts to stop this. Move back down, and then another big move. We got another attempt to rescue it today. But the problem is that it's still very early in this daily cycle. They usually tend to run about anywhere from 30 to 50 days, and we're only on day 15. And the problem is that this morning we're already within spitting distance of breaking this daily cycle low pivot. So we've probably got another at least 10 to 15 trading days to go before we would get a final daily cycle low. So it seems at this point, it seems unlikely to me that the bulls are going to be able to stop these attacks before the cartel breaks this pivot. Now there will be convincing rallies, and very often these rallies are bait. The cartel will allow the metals to rally for a day or two. The gold bugs get excited. They think that the bottom is in, and then and then the next attack occurs, and and all those early buyers get stopped out for losses. So I suspect that's what's going on today as well. We're pretty close here. Maybe some of the shorts covered, so we may have, you know, a somewhat natural rally off of this support zone, but because it's so early in this daily cycle, I don't think that this is going to turn out to be any kind of sustainable bottom. More likely, in my opinion, this will be bait to draw in early buyers, and then the attacks will resume, and they'll come down and they'll stop out those buyers, and they will break gold back below this September low, this daily cycle low pivot. So I would take any rally here with a grain of salt. I doubt that it's going to hold. And with the like I said, with the elections coming in about three and a half weeks, something like that, I think they're going to keep the pressure on gold because they want to try and keep the commodity markets under control and suppressed as much as possible into the election. So we put on a hedge yesterday just in case. Now, if this, you know, if this test was coming on day 30, day 35, I wouldn't worry at all about the hedge because it would just be too late in the daily cycle, and at that point, you know, maybe most we just get an undercut and then back up you go. But day 16 is probably just too early to expect this to be a final daily cycle low. So I suspect this is most likely this is going to turn out to be you know, just bait to get people to come in too early, and then they get caught, and then, you know, the attack resumes and back down we go. So that's how we're playing it now. I think the best opportunity, the most likely period for all of the commodity markets to give us a really strong, sustainable move to the upside is going to be after the midterms. So we might have 3 weeks of this choppy madness. Oil may have bottomed, but I don't know that it's going to be able to produce a strong trending move yet, just simply because they're going to keep pressure on the commodities here for the next 3.5 weeks. So oil may have bottomed, but it may continue to be difficult for the next 3 weeks before we can get any kind of trending move. And something, let me go back to the commodity chart here. So something that, you know, that we could say is clearly that counter trend move in commodities that we're looking for, that would set up then that final drop down into the 3-year cycle low. So it may have started here, but I suspect it's likely to be kind of choppy until the elections, and then maybe after the elections, maybe we can get a nice counter trend rally, maybe even a double top before moving down into that final really scary multi-year, 3-year cycle low in the commodity complex.